Hey Scorpio, it's Zahara doing your October 2019 mid-month love tarot reading. Please keep in mind these are very specific. They're not going to resonate with all of you and your partner. You'll know within the first few minutes if it is for you or not. You can always check the previous months as well because you guys all have your sun signs and rising signs at different degrees. And also the other relationship readings may pertain to your particular situation because we can only do one at a time in these general readings. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm sending you guys positive energy for all the best as always. Let's see what the tarot has to say with regards to the person of interest. Please keep in mind you can also use these for friends or family members, but just take out the romantic context should there be some during the reading. Let's see what's happening for Scorpio. Okay, I got too many on that one. Sorry, you guys. Let's try this again. Scorpio. Please tell me about the person of interest for Scorpio. Whoa. Okay. We got two on this one. We got the whale and the oyster. And I feel like the both of you are definitely of the same element, okay, of water. I feel like your partner, and you can feel free to reverse the roles, okay, has been really difficult to get through to. They might be a little blocked off or closed up, and it's been a process for you to kind of get through to them. But there's a lot that they have to offer, okay? The oyster always has the pearl inside, right? But it's very closed off, so you're very magnetized to them. I also feel that they feel that you're, they feel that you're deeply knowledgeable, that you're very intuitive. You both are connected on a subconscious level. Psychic, you may have some kind of past life. This is all the subterranean, underwater connection, which is deeply emotional, psychic connection, but can be a little muddled. There might be communication issues between the two of you. Maybe your partner, or feel free to reverse the roles, has difficulty communicating in a way that you understand, or you both have a different way of communicating, but yet underneath it all, you get each other, if that makes any sense. I feel like you guys are really actually very good for each other, okay? But the oyster needs a little time, slow moving kind of energy around the oyster to open up, but definitely is worth the effort, is worth the time invested. Because once this person opens up, whether this is you, Scorpio, or your partner, you're going to see that underneath it all is quite brilliant, is a very loving, nurturing, caring person. But I think they've been hurt in the past, and that's what's caused them to kind of close down or build this protective barrier. They're very intuitive, very aware, but are kind of fear-based. Like maybe assuming the worst or thinking negative or something like that due to the fact that they've kind of closed down. I think that this could be like a Cancer, Scorpio. This is definitely water energy. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Very docile though, underneath it all. Very docile, very sensitive, caring, but you wouldn't know it. It's kind of like you got to get through the shell. Let me see what else we can get here. The fire ant wanted to come out twice here. And this is like hardworking, okay? This person's definitely very hardworking and they're trying to build something solid. They are a good caretaker. I feel like you've been really working hard on getting this relationship to go somewhere. On really working hard on trying to get the oyster to open up. And I also feel that the oyster is very determined and focused on building something solid, but maybe keeps a lot behind the scenes. A lot goes on behind the scenes. But this is a very good connection between the two of you, and I feel like it's going to turn into something. I feel like this oyster is working behind the scenes to build something for the two of you. Is working on plans, even though you may not know it. I feel like they're working behind the scenes. This is quite passionately and vigorously. Let's get some further information on this. I feel like they're opening up. That's what I'm getting. Like they're starting to open up. Something is occurring here. We got the Queen of Vessels. And this is definitely you, Scorpio, along with this whale. Because this is an individual, a woman or a queen, whatever. But that is deeply emotional, psychic, intuitive. It's much like the Queen of Cups, except it's even more so where she's very vigorous. When she wants something, she goes after it, willing to swim upstream for it. I feel like this person knows that you have a lot of to offer. You're a very strong person, okay? You have a lot of ancient knowledge, probably ancestral knowledge. You are deeply intuitive, psychic, and nurturing, loving, and when you love with everything you got. Just gonna dive further into this and see what's going on here. Yeah, we got the Sun of Life. So this person, whoever this person is to you, has a lot to offer the world too. They're so closed up, or they've been so closed up. Something has happened that has closed them up in their life, and they were like this, or they are like this. This is radiating underneath. This is the pearl inside. They have a lot of personal power, magnetism, okay? They go after what it is they want. They definitely have heat to them. I feel like when you connect with them, you feel their energy. They're very strong. They're very powerful, but they're a little closed off. And they have to be slowly pried open. And so this has been taking some time. It's been taking some time, but this person could be somebody that's well established. That's a person in power, the person that radiates great magnetism. They're very, they have a lot to offer, but they need to be coerced out. They need to be loved out. They need to be loved out for them to shine and radiate, because they have this underneath. And I do feel like they've been doing a lot of work on themselves. And I also feel like they've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make things better with you. Let's see more of this dynamic. What's been holding up, or what's going on, or what's to happen here? I love these cards. They're so good at defining, explaining psychology. They're pretty deep. Can you tell me more about what's going on here? Scorpio. Yeah. Wow. The two of you kind of mirror each other. You both have a lot to offer. A lot of intuitive knowledge on this side, intuitive knowledge, stamina, love, nurture that you're bringing to this person, and they're bringing fire. Like they have a lot to offer you, and you have a lot to offer them, and it's a very good dynamic between the two of you because what I'm seeing here is that this feeling when you guys are together, it's there's a certain amount of mirroring between the two of you and a great deal of abundance. Like you guys feel like when you're together, there's nothing you can't do. I mean, looking at this sun of life, I mean, really, you know. But also, you know, the whale and the queen salmon, which is like totally against all odds. I intuitively know, I'm insightful. I can feel the right direction. I can feel the right moves. I know what's to come. Things like that. It's very just that kind of energy. And there's a great deal of abundance, emotional telepathy or psychic telepathy between the two of you. Definitely both of you being water, that subterranean, like you just kind of know on a deep down level that you guys have it for each other. But there's some blockages over here with this oyster that you've been probably working with for some time, because that oyster doesn't just open up. It's definitely something that the fire ant card, I think, is saying that you've been working really hard towards this, to making it work. And there's a great deal of abundance as a result, passion, intuitive connection, psychic connection, which is also from the whale and the oyster. And you both have what each other needs. You both balance each other out. You both contribute to each other in a positive way. You Okay, and we got the blasted oak, I'm sorry. This is the tower, similar to it, except it's much more than that. It's cause and effect. It's kind of like the universe, when you don't want to make changes, the universe will step in and make those changes. So something in this dynamic is about to change. This oyster is about to open up. That's what I just feel. About to open up and about to start putting the work in. Because they're seeing how much time I'm getting with the whale. You know, the whale's ancient, you know, and I just feel like you've just been putting so much time and effort and emotions into the situation to try to get this to open up and all this work. And I think this oyster is seeing it and slowly going, you know what? And the universe is like, you know, maybe it's by a transit, could be a Saturn or a Pluto transit occurring, that suddenly just awakens, blows up, makes things be seen. Maybe you stepped away. Maybe you said enough is enough. Maybe you said I'm tired, I'm walking away. Whatever it was that caused this to occur, which means there's a transformation. And it's usually, if you're not willing to open up, you're not willing to change, you're not willing to see things for what they are, you're not willing to make that, the universe comes and steps in and does it for you. And that's what the blasted oak is. And it is a 1 and a 6, which is a 7 in card of relationships and partnerships in astrology. So there's like an awakening happening in that area about how to contribute to a love relationship or a partnership and what needs to be done in order for this to work, because there is a great deal of a strong connection here. I think there's communication. I'm feeling like there's just been like misunderstandings, communication, that oyster doesn't know how to communicate, or you haven't been able to, you've been feeling like it's all like, you know, what do I have to do? Or how is this ever going to move forward, or what's going to happen? And now the blasted oak definitely is coming here, and now you're going to, come together. Yep. Wow, this is very similar. What reading was it? Oh, I can't remember. I'm offhand. I've been doing them all a bunch today. But this is what I'm seeing. You guys came across each other. You knew there was some sort of history, past life, old kind of connection here. Subterranean, psychic, water, past, like, what is this, you know? And you guys are connected, but yet there's communication or misunderstandings, or this oyster, your partner, or you, Scorpio, could be you, could be vice versa, has difficulty opening up, is all clammed up, has its exterior shell, but you know underneath it all, you're like, this person is this person. You know, that's why you're probably going, what am I doing? Or how come I've been continuously going back to this person, or, you know, whatever, when it's not, because you see this and you know it's there. And you've been putting in the work and trying and going back and forth, I feel like. Or maybe just pulling teeth with this oyster. Or wondering, is it ever gonna, you know, what's gonna happen here? And when you're together, it's great. It's fabulous. You feel the connection. You know it's there. You both do. It's definitely mutual. Absolutely mutual. It's just the oyster's been damaged. There's something that's closed them off. They're very protective. There's a very soft center. There's a pearl inside. There's the sun of life inside. It's like, okay, but they need to do they need to be slowly prodded out. So the universe comes, okay? And now there's like this warming up. Celebration card is like, you know, it's of bows, which is a fire. Like warming up fire, passion being ignited. Like, you know, I have to make these changes, wanting something solid and stable, because the foundation of life is about something solid and stable that you can build from. And I think you both know that that's what can happen. And then the moon on the water, again, intuition's telling you. Your intuition's been telling you. You both are extremely intuitive. This person is secretly very intuitive. Secretly very intuitive, very insightful. Very, you know, deep, but can appear to be difficult to get through to, or have a hard shell. But the moon on the water is an emotional confrontation with your subconscious, of like subconscious tendencies of sabotaging relationships, of not being able to open up, all this stuff, because I'm seeing this like, this is like a realization on a subconscious level of what's been going wrong in the situation. In order to have this happiness together, this has to be realized so you can have a solid foundation and a solid start. And the Ace of Stones is building something solid that's going to last. It's stones. You know, it's the foundation of life. It's where you build anything from. You need this in order to do anything, to build a business, to be happy, to do anything. You need that firm foundation to build on. And that's what ultimately is going to happen between the two of you. You are going to come together. There's a realization happening here. And you know, I see this all the time as an astrologer on transits of couples that separate, couples that have problems, couples that are going through a difficult transit, couples that are going through, one going through an illumination and one going through a crazy wild transit, one going through a secluded shutdown transit, whatever it is. There's a multitude of different reasons of why it's occurring for each individual and differently. But I feel like with this is definitely a Pluto transit. You could be dealing with a Cancer. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. It could be any water sign, because we have all of those there. But again, we have fire. So it doesn't really matter. But I'm just saying, based on transit, that's kind of what Pluto does. It comes in and it breaks down what's not working. And it's just like, and it illuminates, exposes. And this is exposing deep psychological, subconscious tendencies, all sorts of stuff like that. But there's a transformation. This in itself says something just broke down. Now, whether you walked away from them, you shut them down, they shut you down, they are going through some kind of transit that's just like waking them up, or you are. Regardless, this is a wake up. This is a big change. This is the ending of an old way, beginning of a new, and realizing things and starting something solid. Absolutely is what I'm seeing. And it's like you're both learning through each other with this mirroring thing, even though this mirroring card is about psychic sensitivity, intuition, insights, and all that stuff too. It's also like, you know, subconsciously you're reflecting each other's, or you're projecting onto each other. Or if not that, then you're mirroring each other and learning from each other about opening up, about being more, you know, about just, I think, just bringing out the best in each other. So there's definitely a coming together here, a celebration, a movement. I feel like this connection, personally, through what I've been seeing here, is going to the next level, whether it's a permanent commitment, engagement for some of you, moving in, whatever it is, because this is the end card of it all. This is moving in, marriage, foundation, solid, everything, sharing families, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just solid. So let's see what oracle cards or messages we have for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Scorpio, regarding this partnership, situation, relationship. Coming together in peace with each other. Finally, things smooth sailing. Finding peace with each other. Some of you may be involved or get involved with the children. If your partner has children, I'm feeling that. It's like this movement of opening up to who and what you are together. And that oyster is opening up and going to start putting in the work. Fire ants are workers. They want to work. They work to do whatever. They're hustlers. And that's what I'm feeling from that. To do the work. Centering. So there is some centering going on here, okay? Definitely right here with this blasted oak. After the blasted oak and the realization and the, oh my goodness, and this is it, this is the one, this is it, I want to have something solid. There's got to be this centering going on, okay? And there is some centering, balancing out in this connection. Wisdom. Awareness and wisdom. I feel you both are very wise. Very wise. And that no matter what it is you guys have said or say to each other, you like I say, fundamentally at the bottom of it all, you know, you like speak to each other intuitively. Like you're not taking things for face value or something. Like you know this, they mean something else, or you know they want to say something, or they know. It's like you're connected on this other level. And we got expression, which I feel is coming out of this oyster especially. More expression of desires, of needs, of wants, of communication, of all of that. Expression of feelings, expression of wanting this to go to the next level, of wanting it to connect, of wanting it to, there's awakening, an awakening definitely here, a change, okay? And if you guys are still together, or you're still seeing each other and everything, and you're at this point where you're just like, is this oyster going to open up? Yes. Because it leads into happiness, emotional connection, and solid start here. But it's like there's this, you guys know that this relationship can bring out a lot in each other, to the world, everywhere. Just beautiful energy here. But it's been some work with this oyster, and the oyster is now going to be putting in the work. And so is the salmon here. Upstream, working it. Putting in the work, opening up, finding peace with each other, expressing more, centering. Really powerful connection here. Okay, well, I hope that you guys found this helpful. For those of you that this does resonate with, it's a really outstanding connection that's finally going to start getting somewhere. This person is going to start letting you in, opening up. And you've known all along they were like this. And you guys are going to move forward into a solid, stable commitment, long-term marriage, ultimately, in the end, if this resonates with you and your particular situation. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like your own personal reading regarding your own personal situation, this is how I do my relationship readings. You can visit my site at www.illumastrology.com. All my best to you until next time.